I'm here at the Magic Kingdom, and we are going to check out some snacks, and we're going to compare the two between here and Disneyland, and we're going to see which one is better. We're going to see which snacks, Disney snacks are better in which park, which resort, and or maybe they're the same. Let's find out. The first one is going to be the churro. Alright, so we got our churro, and one thing I realized when I bought this, they now have on the menu, they have the churros and the Mickey pretzels with chocolate sauce for the churro and cheese dipping sauce for the pretzels, and they have it included. Before they had them separate, and then you can get them with or without the sauces. And I asked if I could get it without the sauce, so there's a lower price, and yes, she said. And then she said the dipping sauce isn't even that good. But we'll see how it works for the churro. But I didn't realize that they changed the price, and so you can still get. Well, they didn't change the price. They just changed the menu to make it look like you just buy it all. But if you don't want the sauce, you could still ask to get it without and get a lower price. So now it's time to try the churro and see how it compares to Disneyland's. Alright, so we got a churro here, and it already looks a little different than the one in Disney World, but we're gonna try it. Here we go. Yeah, immediately, this is better than in Disney World. Wow. I think for this it's pretty obvious why. Because they actually make them like right there when you order it. They have the machine that's cooking them, and then they put the powder on right before they give it to you. And here at Disneyland, they right now have different styles of churro. They also have the golden churro to celebrate the 50th anniversary of Pirates of the Caribbean, which is like a lemon flavored churro. And then in Tomorrowland, they have these red and blue churros, which are Star Wars themed churros. Alright, so now we're here to try the gray stuff, which is now called the Master's Cupcake, which I'm pretty sure they recently just changed it to that. It was called just the gray stuff. So why the name change, I do not know. But it's pretty much the same as it was initially, just name change. So let's see what it tastes like. I'm gonna take that off and we're gonna try it. Regular frosting, but I guess a little more buttery or creamier. Don't know. We'll see what it's like though at Disneyland. Alright, now it's time to try the gray stuff. My fork broke while I tried opening it, so let's try it out. It's definitely different here. It's completely different, actually. It's like a cookies and cream, and here it's on top of like a cookie. And there was a raspberry in there, and I think there's like red velvet in here. The real name of it is like raspberry gâteau or something. I don't know, some French word I can't pronounce. But it's definitely different than the other gray stuff back at Magic Kingdom. And I kind of like the other one better. But It's because I'm not the biggest fan of cookie and cream anymore. They also have some other things like this. They have like a garlic twist kind of thing with cookies and cream thing, like gray stuff in it, as well as like some other strawberry rose thing that's supposed to be a Beauty and the Beast kind of thing, I guess. So that's that. Now, I heard that when they redressed Disneyland's Pinocchio Village House, which I think over there was called Pinocchio's Village Market, when they turned it into the Red Rose Tavern, they have a version of LeFou's brew called Gaston's Famous Brew, but it's slightly different. I believe it's not a slushy style, and so I am going to compare the two. That's what got me interested in trying to make this video, to compare to see what these were like. And then I thought, let's do a lot of Disney snacks, all the ones I can think of, on the main ones. So we're gonna test it out. Now to try Gaston's Famous Brew right here at the Red Rose Tavern. It's definitely different than LeFou's brew. It's kind of weird, the foam feels thicker and kind of weird, almost like a weird marshmallow kind of thing. And it really just seems like apple juice with some weird foam on it. So, alright, now it's time for probably the most infamous Disney snack that almost every Disney park goer has to have, especially to make any trip a true trip to Walt Disney World, is the Dole Whip. And honestly, I don't know if you can see that. This thing, they hooked it up. I was not expecting that much. But this one could be hard to compare to Disneyland's, given they probably use the same mixture. But we'll see how it is. Alright, well I got my Dole Whip here. Definitely a little bit smaller than back in Disney World. I think it was about the same price, not sure, I'm going to check on that. But let's try it out, see how it is.
Oh, okay.
I think it actually does taste different a little bit. Because I remember in Disney World, it just seems like it's such a punch of pineapple, like it's just kind of overbearing, and I can see why some people don't like it over there. But here, I almost feel like there's a bit of like a vanilla, and the pineapple's kind of infused in. It does taste different, so I guess it's all in preference on that point. Alright, so now it's time for the Mickey pretzel. Without the cheese sauce, of course, which was a whole $1 like less without it. Is cheese sauce really $1? Now, admittedly, kind of like the Dole Whip, I don't really expect too much of a difference on this one. But we'll see how that goes. Alright, well we're back here with the Mickey pretzel. Again with no cheese sauce. And here at it's a Small World pretzel stand. They had it with cheese for another, like an extra $1. But I'm pretty sure I saw it somewhere else that said the cheese sauce was only like 86 cents. But we're gonna see what the Mickey pretzel is like here. Honestly, the one I had in Disney World tore up my lips, and I'm still kind of recovering from it. So I hope this one doesn't do the same type of damage, but we'll see how it is. It's honestly just kind of the same. I feel like this one is. I feel like I like this one better, but I can't really say. They're pretty similar. So I'd say that these Mickey pretzels are just about exactly the same. Okay, so now for the verdict. For the first one, the churro, all the way has got to be Disneyland. I mean, it's just so much better. It's so, you can, right from the beginning, you can tell the difference. And I think I addressed it too, that they make it right there in front of you, pretty much. They have the machine there. You watch them like coated in the sugar and everything. In Walt Disney World, they're all like pre-made, practically. They're all probably shipped up from the utilidors, and then they're just like out here. I'm not a big fan. You know, really, I think that's how most of the churros in Central Florida taste like at all the amusement parks. But I can't really verify that because I haven't had them all in a very long time. Let's see, the next one, the gray stuff. I'm gonna have to go with Disney World on that one. I like the flavor more. It's a little more unique than Disneyland's with the cookies and cream. I mean, I think that's kind of just basic. I don't think there's anything unique about that. Well, there's some fireworks for you. And I don't know, I mean, it's the gray stuff. It should be like really like unique because it's like, you know, the song, try the gray stuff, it's delicious. So it should be delicious, and it should be something super unique that you can only get at Disney, I feel like. But both kind of aren't, but I would go with Disney World's version for that one. Now for LeFou's Brew and Gaston's Famous Brew, it's gonna have to be LeFou's Brew. I mean, I definitely think it's better because it's like the slushy kind of thing, and the whipping is a little better. The top foam thingy is kind of better to me, but I see some people think it's overrated. It's just the slushy apple juice kind of thing, which you can easily make at home. You can just put your apple juice in the freezer, probably, but I think it's good. I like getting it, but compared to Gaston's Famous Brew, I think that's not worth it. It's just apple juice. It really is just apple juice with some stuff on top. But so the Dole Whip, that one's a little hard. They kind of seem the same, maybe. I don't know if I wanted it to taste better because I was in Disneyland kind of thing or not. But I'm gonna go with Disneyland on that one because it did seem to taste a little different and better, in my opinion, than it does at Disney World. And the Disney World one is just so pineapple-y. I can see why people don't like it, and this might be heresy, but I might say it might just be overrated. Because especially since Dole Whip really isn't exclusive to the parks anymore. Sweet Frog has them, is now announcing them or whatnot. And you can get them other places. You can get a Dole Whip, some restaurants I think now outside of Disney World, so I'm gonna say that, yeah. Now for the Mickey pretzel, it honestly just seemed the same. It kind of slightly tastes better out in Disneyland, maybe it's a little fresher, but it's practically the same. But I'll warn you, the freaking salt, I didn't say that in the video, I just said the pretzel tore up my lips. It was the salt on the pretzel, messed my lips all up. But not the one in Disneyland, maybe I didn't eat it right over here, I don't know, at Disney World. But I'm gonna say they're the same, practically the same thing. So that's that. Okay, for anybody who may care, I did a price comparison compared to the snacks at Disney World and Disneyland. Most of these are the price you pay with tax. Some of them, like the gray stuff from LeFou's Brew, I forgot to get the exact thing, the exact price from like my receipt, and I don't know where I put them. So I just took whatever the sign, like the posted prices. So let's see, we have for the churro, we got the same Disney World and Disneyland. The gray stuff is a little cheaper at Disney World, which definitely makes it a little better, I think, since it tastes better to me and it's cheaper. LeFou's Brew is a little more expensive. I think it's worth it. Dole Whip is slightly more expensive at Disneyland. Could be worth it, but you definitely get a heck of a lot at Disney World. And the Mickey pretzel is even 5.5. So, and this is without the dipping sauce. With the sauce, it would be 6. So this is for anybody who really might care about the price comparison here.